This video is sponsored by Guild Wars 2. Naruto arrives to the battlefield in spectacular fashion, wielding his new Wisdom of Age Sage mode, while Kawaki holds off Boroshiki, who has just came out of Boruto. Meanwhile, Code is there on the battlefield as well, and we've got kind of a three-way war going on right now here in the Boruto manga. Additionally, we got a brand new Rasengan attack, the Rasengan, which means bullet. The Rasengan bullet, which is used by Boroshiki. And I definitely want to talk about this a lot because I think there's a lot of implications for this new technique. Probably Boruto is going to be able to master this very soon in the manga, but Naruto could as well, because this technique shoots off a tiny Rasengan at light speeds and with pinpoint accuracy. Boroshiki is able to use this to hit Code even though he's holding Kawaki hostage. What's up guys, I'm Mastar and this is Boruto chapter 65. Naruto and Shikamaru have both just arrived at the battlefield. Momoshiki comes out of Boruto yet again with this eerie sequence, and Code is trying to figure out what to do in this situation because there's enemies everywhere. So in the last few chapters we saw Boruto taking on Code. Kawaki was trying to give himself away to Code because he didn't want anybody to fight or die for him anymore, but Boruto showed up, awakening a new karma mode that definitely gave him an increase in power, and he was able to go toe-to-toe with Code for a while until he collapsed, holding his chest. Now we think this was probably the side effects of the medicine that he was taking from Amato, and here as he's holding his chest, time freezes. Everybody's enveloped in this sort of eerie smoke, and that's when we see Momoshiki there sitting on top of a tree. And he says even if you halt the karma extraction with some trifling drug, it's no more than a stopgap measure. And so what he's saying is maybe the drug will slow down your progression to turning into full Otsutsuki, but I'm still here and I can still take you over anytime you run out of chakra. And especially if this medicine is making you collapse, I'm going to be able to come out more. So this medicine, while it technically might slow down the Otsutsufication process, it's pretty much preventing Boruto from ever fighting, because if he does, Momoshiki's going to come out. And he's saying here that I didn't even use up all my chakra or strength. This happened before. It feels like time has stopped, and he remembers to the time when he was fighting Momoshiki with Naruto and Sasuke, and right before he destroyed Momoshiki, time froze and he said those blue eyes will take everything from you, and he implanted the karma on Boruto. And that's when Momoshiki just straight up takes over Boruto here. He says, "Step aside, boy, let me take over." And the interesting thing is Momoshiki actually wants to kill Code. He obviously needs Kawaki because he's got to feed him to the Ten Tails tree, but Code is kind of just like this defective karma asset in the way who has his own ulterior motives. He's really following the will of Ishiki Otsutsuki and not the will of Momoshiki Otsutsuki. So Momoshiki wants to destroy Code here, and he's going to take the opportunity to try and destroy him with this massive giant Rasengan. Code even recognizes that this form of Boruto, the Boroshiki form, is even way stronger than Boruto's new karma mode, which he had been using in the last chapter. This is the true Otsutsuki power. Now something else is interesting here. Meanwhile, Amato is kind of just getting feedback and intel on what's going on in the battle, that Naruto had just gotten there and everything, and he's saying, "Come on Kawaki, we've gotten this far, don't you muck it up now." And this plays back to a lot of the theories on Amato's true motives. Whether his motives are to take over Kawaki's body or someone else's, he has given Kawaki a brand new karma, and there's definitely something very sinister going on with this guy. He's not loyal to the Leaf, even though he says he is, and he has some sort of big plans which are still a secret at this point, but it's pretty evident that he's tricking Kawaki by giving him this karma in order to achieve that secret goal, which I can't wait to figure out what it is, because Amato is a crazy genius. Definitely one of the best additions to the Boruto cast because he's just so mysterious and so intelligent, and you just never know what this guy is actually thinking. Momoshiki here, in use of Boruto's body, is making these just monstrous sized Rasengans all over the field, creating crazy explosions and everything. I mean, this guy just has like infinite chakra, it seems like, and Code is on the run, but he's able to escape by using his claw marks to avoid any critical damage. Code appears right behind Kawaki and grabs him, taking him as a hostage because he knows that Momoshiki needs Kawaki for the exact same reason that Code needs Kawaki. They need to use him as a sacrifice, and so he thinks that Momoshiki won't attack him if he uses Kawaki as a hostage, but Boroshiki in any case, just creates another giant Rasengan and threatens to kill them both, so Code takes Kawaki through one of his claw marks and starts teleporting away. And that's when Boroshiki starts using the new Rasengan attack, the Rasengan, which we're going to talk about here in just a second because this is pretty exciting news in the Naruto universe that's coming up right after this. Today's video is sponsored by Guild Wars 2, one of the highest rated MMORPGs of all time. Now, introducing their next expansion, End of Dragons. You can experience 200 hours of gameplay completely free with no subscription required. The next expansion, End of Dragons, launches February 2022 with incredible new content. There's a robust character creator, a signature art style with unique environments, some of the most dynamic mounts currently seen in MMORPGs, and a healthy community that's friendly for players old and new. And that's one of the best things about Guild Wars 2. The community is dynamic and healthy. The game is not a grind like some other MMOs. In fact, getting from levels 1 to 80 is fairly easy. You can start playing Guild Wars 2 for free right now by clicking the link in the description. It's literally one of the best free-to-play games ever. So get into Guild Wars 2, build an awesome character, and explore what you've been missing out on. Okay guys, the Rasengan, what it appears to happen is Boroshiki creates another one of his giant Rasengans, but this time it shrinks. It's as if he is compressing all of that power into a single point, and then unexplained, he's able to rocket this bullet out at insanely high speeds. Code can't even dodge it. He's in the middle of teleporting, but he's caught off guard, and it's with such pinpoint accuracy that it doesn't hit Kawaki, but it blows through the shoulder of Code, who now has taken the first damage we've ever really seen in the whole series. And he's in trouble. Right now, Boroshiki is the strongest person in the entire Naruto universe that we know of. He flies in and just kicks Code in the face. You can see some blood and stuff coming out. Meanwhile, he's grabbing Kawaki from out of the claw mark. So Boroshiki is so insanely fast. He's way faster than Code's teleporting ability, way stronger, has projectile Rasengans, and I mean, geez, like this guy is so insanely strong. Like Boroshiki is ridiculous. He acknowledges that because Code can't absorb any chakra or jutsus, like he's pretty much just useless and he's a weakling. Meanwhile, he takes out Kawaki as well, who's trying to rebel, because he doesn't need Kawaki like in perfect health. He just needs him alive. And he threatens to break Kawaki's arm. He steps on his elbow here, but that's when we see a shadow latch on to Boroshiki. And that's the acknowledgement that Shikamaru and Naruto have just arrived to the battlefield. Naruto rescues Kawaki as Boroshiki is frozen in place by Shikamaru, and Naruto is wielding his Wisdom of Age Sage mode. However, Shikamaru's jutsu is nothing to Boroshiki, who can just simply absorb all jutsus using his karma. Naruto asks Kawaki if he's okay, but he's freaking out and he's like, no, I'm not okay. Why the heck would you come here? I snuck out of Konoha because I was trying to give myself over so you wouldn't get hurt. Naruto says, I appreciate the concern, but I'm Hokage. I cannot and will not run from an enemy that threatens my village. Meanwhile, Shikamaru has just been grabbed and taken hostage by Code, who I guess during the distractions and everything must have teleported right behind Shikamaru and grabbed him. Shikamaru says, obviously, you know, I knew what the risks were. Don't worry about me, just to take Kawaki and run. And that's when Boroshiki says, this is fascinating. I think I'll help Code. And this is really bad news for Naruto, Shikamaru, Kawaki, and Boruto even. They look like they're in a lot of trouble. This is a great opportunity for both Code and Momoshiki to kill Naruto. Shikamaru even says, damn it, Naruto, just fight them. It's the only option, right? You're trying to be led to believe that Naruto would actually lose this fight, but then Kawaki charges in at Boroshiki. But Boroshiki creates a massive Rasengan, which I don't really understand because he doesn't want to kill Kawaki. He can't. He needs him as a sacrifice. So why is he creating this massive Rasengan to try and kill him? I'm not really sure here. I think this is just a little bit of like plot armor at this point. But then we see a hand with karma on it, and it is absorbing the giant Rasengan. And this is when we're going to finally get the reveal of Kawaki's new karma mode, his new transformation, whatever it really is. This is what Amado has given him to use as a weapon with apparently no adverse side effects. None that we know of yet. But again, I still think that Amado is planning something with this karma by potentially giving Kawaki a new karma. Maybe Amado wants to resurrect through Kawaki, and then maybe it's Amato who's in Kawaki's body from the very beginning first episode of Boruto. Maybe his entire plan was to end all ninjas, and he needed Kawaki's body in order to do that. Also note that Kawaki has like the Ishiki horn on it, which is another interesting element to this. He has full control over himself. Ishiki is permanently dead. Even his like soul has been extinguished. So why does Kawaki have this horn, and why does he look a little bit like half Ishiki? Maybe Amato had some of Ishiki's DNA and he was able to use that to create this karma, which gave him the Ishiki horn. I'm not really sure, but he looks very, very cool. So he saves Naruto, and that's the end of the chapter. So now we're gonna have Naruto, Shikamaru, and this new and improved karma Kawaki fighting against Boroshiki and Code in, I guess, a 3 verse 2. Now the last time they were able to defeat Boroshiki, they did it by feeding him chakra. Kawaki started burning himself alive, which forced Boroshiki to use the karma and absorb it, and because Boruto was so low on chakra at that point, it gave him enough chakra to snap out of it and retake control over his body. But this time around, Boroshiki was able to come out even though Boruto wasn't out of chakra, so I don't think feeding him chakra will work this time. I'm really curious to see how strong Kawaki's gonna be. Is he gonna be able to hold off the fight until Boruto is able to regain his body and then maybe Code escapes? But we're right in the middle of a huge war in the Boruto manga right now, and it's getting pretty good. But I do want to see Naruto fight, and I do want to see what he's capable of, so I'm really excited for that. Hopefully we get it in the next chapter. I'm Mastar. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out Guild Wars 2, and I'll see you in the next video.